Broncos Country. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I gave some ridiculously high expectation predictions in the pregame, and well, I was found wanting in a big way. It is what it is. Broncos lose their first game of the season, dropping it to a team we have a lot of ugly history with in the Seattle Seahawks. But there was some good, there was some bad, there was some smiles, there were some tears. And now it's time for us to go ahead and buck our feelings. What do you say? I'm down. Let's buck our feelings right now. Oh. That is the resounding feeling at the moment in Broncos Country. I guess we got a little spoiled in the preseason with the W over my head over here. We got to see that quite a bit in the preseason. Now I'm staring right here above my head at a big old red L. It's painful. It hurts. It sucks. And the entirety of Broncos Country is going to instantly overreact.
Yep.
There it is. I said it. I meant it. And here it comes. I'm about to pre-chastise all of Broncos Country before even the fact. It is not time to overreact, guys. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. It's not time. It's not time. You guys feeling like this team is doomed after one game?
No.
Yeah. No. Welcome to Broncos Talk. Oh, wait, sorry. Just because those two guys are the only ones on here with me right now. This is not Broncos Talk. This is, in fact, the Buck Your Feelings post-game show here on the Orange and Blue Network and on the Mile High Round Table. I am Johnny Baki, also known as the Mile High Viking. With me as for today's reaction to the game is a 6'10" Mexican. Yes, he really is a 6'10" Mexican. His name, though, is Adon Diaz. And below me, down there, looking off and licking his lips at something he just shoved in his face, is Ty Tunis, Ty the fantasy guy.
Can I say something real quick? Not to interrupt you.
Please.
I just want to say that Isaiah, I know you're not sitting next to Johnny right now, and I know you have a long drive ahead of you, but just so you know, we all feel your pain.
Wait, he was at the game?
No, he was sitting next to Johnny for the pregame show.
Yeah, we were. He was at my house for the game, and for the pregame, we were sitting side by side. But he has a long drive ahead of him to go back home, so he elected to not join the post-game show. He tells me it's just because of the long drive, not because he doesn't want to talk about what we just witnessed. But
Oh well.
I'll just go ahead and say that I believe him.
Mhm.
This was painful, guys. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
way around it. It hurts. It sucks. But you know what doesn't suck?
Mm.
When you jump on over to Orange and Blue Network and you like, subscribe, share, comment on YouTube, X, Facebook. Find us on all the platforms you listen to your favorite audio podcasts as well. And then if you want to sweeten the deal just a little bit, jump on over to MHRT Network. Okay? Like, subscribe, share, comment on YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch. Heck, we're even on Instagram over there. So, hey, come check us out. All right? That doesn't suck. Let's go. Let's go, right? I would be remiss, as always, if I did not say we got to shamelessly plug the sponsor of today's show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's get to it. Got Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. You can find the link in the bio beneath. Dubby.gg. Guys, Dubby is absolutely incredible stuff. So many delicious flavors. You've already seen several there. They're wonderful. Every single cup has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine. However, there is no calories. There's no sugar. There's no maltodextrin. There's no fillers. And in case you have allergies, there's no artificial colors either. Dubby is completely natural. It's formulated with B vitamins, amino acids, nootropics to help keep you quick and sharp throughout your day. It is delicious stuff, and it really does the job. It gives you the kick you need without the jitters or the crash later. So, guys, I'm telling you, get yourself the Dub. Click the link below, dubby.gg. Jump on over to Dubby. Get yourself a Dub. Punch in code NRWOB10. That's NRWOB10. At the checkout, gets you 10% off your order. Teach me how to Dubby, baby. So, teach me how to Dubby. Teach me how to Dubby. Teach me how to Dubby. I can't. I'm sitting, so I can't do it.
Me too.
But, and I've got the horns on too. It's really hard to Dougie with the horns on top of the hat. I keep hitting them. So, all right, guys. We just witnessed, after a 252-day Broncos drought, real Broncos football on the field. And while it felt good, there are some definite. I feel like once again, I'm gonna be honest from myself. I over romanticized my team. I got a little bit too ahead of myself on how they were going to look, on how good they were going to be. Not that they won't, but there's a lot I can admit for myself. I'm, of course, going to ask for your opinions here in a second, but I can admit for myself, I got a bit ahead of myself. I think they're going to be fine, but I do think there's a lot to be worked on. What say you? Don, go ahead.
I think that I agree with you 100%, and it's totally fine. As much as we like to say that, every season we're not going to go when things go bad, next season we're going to be more cautious. We're going to be more careful as to who the Broncos decide to hand the keys over to. As football fans, that's just how it is. Everybody with the rookie QB just falls in love with their quarterback, just like we have. Now, I will say that the preseason was a definite boost in terms of confidence for everybody in Broncos country. So the fact that we saw what we saw today, where we didn't see anything of what I really expected to see in preseason, which was a lot of checkdowns and a lot of cautious plays, and just Bo Nix, he looked really nervous out there. Let's be honest. I think every rookie quarterback,
everyone
really
did though. Everyone
Yeah.
did. Jaden Daniels did. Caleb Williams did.
Yeah,
Any rookie quarterback that started today, you saw it. And here's the thing. Here's the thing before I let you go, Ty, real quick. You saw it with Caleb Williams today.
Mhm.
You saw 3/4 of deer in the headlights. And then when did his game pick up? The final quarter and a half, maybe.
Fourth quarter.
It's about the same time that you started seeing Bo's game start to pick up.
Yeah.
These guys are young. They're babies. They're babies. Okay, they're new. This is the NFL. They've never, ever. I mean, you can play them in training camp all you want, and even preseason. These guys have never gone up against NFL ones in situations like this before. It's scary, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the difference. It would be like the difference between seeing like a bunch of, I don't know, coyotes come at you versus a bunch of grizzly bears for the first time. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's, and I know that's a terrible, terrible simile, but that's kind of how I feel like that's where it would be.
Mm-hmm. Ty, go ahead.
For me, like with this game, like you guys said, like you say, Johnny, you romanticize the team too much. When me and Adon went over our season predictions, I right away said Seattle because I had a great feeling about the game. I have a lot of stats and stuff written down. It's not as bad as people think.
It's not, and I'm going to have the box score up as well while we do this.
You go back. They said it during the game. John Elway got benched his first game.
The one, the only John Elway.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, this loss hurts, but to me, there's
they talked about Elway, but they talked about Peyton Manning too. Two legendary Broncos quarterbacks, both of which John Elway got benched in his first start. He got sacked 4 times. He went 1 for 9 for like 13 yards. Okay, Peyton Manning threw, I think, what was it, 3 picks in his debut, his rookie debut, 3 or 4. Okay, rookies are still rookies. This is a perfect example of experience and lack thereof. Okay, we held in there. Okay, we held in there for the most part. Again, and I'll give them this. I will definitely give Seattle their just desserts. I was hard on their defense, especially their run defense going into this game. I'll say this: Mike McDonald has already begun to put a really good system in place there. I was hard on them. I was hard on them, and I am going to eat that. All right, I will gladly eat that.
Agreed.
That's what I was going to say. Like the only thing I'm actually really mad about after like everything I've written down, where we really struggled, the passing game, but was the running game. We only averaged McLaughlin and Javonte averaged 2.7, 2.9 average. Like the running game.
It's not good. It's not good.
Horrible. And Audric Estime averaged 7, but it's only because he had 2 carries, 14 yards. So that's garbage. So like the passing was okay today, but I'm really disappointed in the running game. I thought Pookie would have came out, tried to play a little better. I know that deals with the offensive line too, but that's where I'm upset with.
I mean, it's definitely there. Hold on, I'm trying to get this.
You're good.
Damn box score up.
I'm enjoying.
I will say those 2 Bo Nix interceptions, those were just bad reads.
They were.
They were bad.
They were bad reads, and they were absolute rookie mistakes. Yeah. Like the first interception, I can definitely see what he was trying to do, and he just it's something that when you see it in practice, you kind of like, oh, you did it, but when you actually do it for real and it counts against you, it's like, oh man, it's got to be like there's no takebacks is what I'm trying to say, because now that's just that going forward. So, but he did learn from it. He was able to when it came.
He will
learn from it. And the 3-minute drive was absolutely perfect. When he ran for the ball, he didn't throw it. He just went and took the hit like he needed to. Yes, it was a garbage time touchdown, but if it wasn't for a Baron Browning flag, we probably might have had a different result, because then it would have really been interesting to see what Bo Nix could have done in under a minute.
Agreed. And again, first game of the season, shit like that's going to happen early on.
I was more upset last year and the year before than I am this year, in my opinion.
Well, a year ago, week 1, we lost to a point to the Raiders at home. So that was.
Now, you can definitely tell the Broncos country is feeling the L. Looking at the comments, usually by now we've got the comments full. Right now we only have a few, but that's all right. We're going to go ahead and give our love to those that have popped in. King Joshua 31 on Twitch says, "Yeah, my boys won today. Beat the New York Giants. Bad." Well, I'm really happy for you, bud. Really happy for you, for real. We got a new name in here. One that at least is new to me. I don't recognize it. Mr. Dylan Kuhn comes in. The game made me take an edible. All right, well.
I think you and everybody in Denver, my friend.
I had some edibles in my fridge, and a friend found said edibles, and said edibles are now gone. So
That made me my the game made me lasagna.
Right, my good friend, mine and Isaiah's good buddy from the Army, Mr. Billy Timmons, says, "Hola, hello from New York." What's up, Billy? Good to see you, Timmons. I hope you're well, my friend.
Hola, hola.
Dean Kuhn back in saying Bo Nix is a rookie. He still has room to improve. It's still the first game. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you for reiterating exactly what I said. Now is not the time to overreact. Sean Payton doesn't need to get fired. Okay?
No.
Vance Joseph doesn't need to get fired. Okay? Joe Lombardi doesn't need to get fired. And Bo Nix does not need to get benched.
I already seen people saying that.
Yeah, I seen it too.
Here's what's sad. I haven't even been on Twitter yet. Like that's how much I can predict how Broncos Country will react in situations like this. I'm not trying to talk down to Broncos Country. I'm a member of Broncos Country. I love Broncos Country, but I know how we are. I know, especially in light of how the last 8 years have gone, how Broncos Country is going to be.
Yeah, but the way this team is now and built and how it's been built, it's like for them to already want him benched and Peyton fire and stuff, that's like a casual, man. You know, you got to expect stuff like this to happen. You know what I mean? In my eyes, that's somebody that don't understand football. This happens with rookies.
Yeah, I will say I am a little disappointed on the defense second half. The first half, they played fantastic football.
Yeah,
what we expected. But then the second half, it almost looks like Seattle was able to figure out what Vance Joseph was doing before Vance Joseph even thought of it. So
that's just goes to show you exactly how this game kind of went for us is things changed and they weren't able to make adjustments. Seattle went to the locker room during halftime and made adjustments.
Correct.
And unfortunately, when they came out offensively, those adjustments paid dividends. But for some reason, we were struggling to find an adjustment to make towards those adjustments. It's okay. We'll find it. They'll sit down this week. They'll watch the tape and be like, "Oh yeah, all right." And again, here's Billy Timmons popping in. He says, "Give Bo some time to adjust." CJ Stroud was horrid in his first game, but by week 4 was a completely different player.
They said that in the game. Yep.
Yeah, it's accurate. We've already referenced Sean Payton and the two Broncos legends, Peyton Manning, my apologies, and John Elway, both of which were awful in their rookie debuts. Awful. Worse than Bo Nix. Honestly, I hate to say it. I can't believe I'm saying this. I mean, Bo Nix went 26 for 42. Not great. Not off. It's above. It's about 60-something%. Yeah. 138 yards. No touchdowns. He did have that rushing touchdown though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 interceptions. Okay. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And like it or not, he's here to stay. This is home. This is who we've got.
Yeah. I will say, I just want to piggyback off of something that Ty said about the running game. The fact that the Broncos weren't able to adjust from that, if they saw that Seattle was being really rough on the running game, I don't really understand what it was with the screens and the pitches and all that stuff, because almost every one of those plays did not work. So if the D-line is stuffing you at the point of attack, I don't know what the insistence was on going for it or running it or trying all these trick plays. It wasn't working. Like the Broncos offense was not adjusting to it. Kind of like what we just talked about. Seattle adjusting at the second half, where they were trying to make the defense say, okay, we're going to run it with Kenneth Walker, and they ran it.
And Kenneth, here's the thing. Kenneth Walker is coming into his 3rd season, and in his first 2 has been playing very, very well.
Very good football.
He was due to kind of come out and start punching people in the mouth a little bit. And honestly, I'm being completely honest, I was somewhat surprised with the first half how little he was able to punch us in the mouth.
Right.
Yeah, we were
Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Ty? I mean, I feel like it was there, just wasn't there.
the thoughts on what? The running game or Kenny Walker?
Yeah, I mean, Kenneth Walker being as good as
Well,
he is, but at the same time, like,
he is
what
very
was, yeah, how was our run? What was our run stopping? I mean, I feel like we were doing so well at first.
we were till the second half. And then he just, like you said, they probably made adjustments at half, and then Kenny Walker broke loose, and he just had that massive game, and he's quick, elusive. I feel like we could have done something like that with Jaleel or Javonte. I mean, Javonte may not be as elusive as him, but I just feel like there wasn't no changes at halftime overall. Like maybe they tried to, but I don't know, man. I'm not really that upset. But the running game is what got me mad the most, though. So if maybe they could have just done something better. I don't know what was said in that locker room. I guess Johnny left, but like I said, 18 carries between Javonte and McLaughlin. That's really not that good. The average,
really. And McLaughlin had that really that bad fumble. I don't blame that on him because it was one of those plays that it was bad timing, unfortunately. So
Bo Nix, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Bo Nix had 5 carries, 35 more than any running back we had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 35 yards and a touchdown. I mean, his longest run was 23 yards. It was beautiful.
He averaged 7.
Excuse me. Here's the thing about the Jaleel McLaughlin fumble. Okay, I want to give them that grace, Adon. I really do. I want to give him that grace that, it was just bad timing. Look, I watched it several times. I rewound it. And, with the knowing that later I could just fast forward back through the commercials so I could catch back up live. But I rewound it several times. And here's one thing that I know. Played the position, done, not at a high level, but I've played it. And I remember my coach in high school pounding it into the heads of receivers and running backs. And he would literally just like, oh my God, hammer and chisel, try to knock this into our brains. And that was, you can in fact hold the ball too hard. Okay? It's like, and he would use an example, a tube of, I'm sorry, guys, someone's about to walk through the door. My dogs are losing their mind. Give me a second here, please.
You're good.
You're good, brother.
It's like me with the train of Don when the train.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so
or somebody walking into my room.
He would use this example of a tube of toothpaste, right? He'd be like, You're in the bathroom. You've got a tube of toothpaste. You hold it too loose, it falls right out of your hand, right? He's like, but if you squeeze it too hard, it just squeezes out all over your hand, right? There's a perfect level. I mean, you got to hold that ball tight. You got to make sure they can't punch it out. But come on, man. If you hold it too tight when they hit you, the strength you're using to hold it itself is going to actually assist them in releasing the ball from your grip. Yeah. And that's what I saw. I saw him take that hit. He was holding it so hard that he actually almost squeezed it away from his own body, away from himself.
They practice to hold it that hard, though. That's the thing.
I mean, maybe, but it's still happening. KBA2, what's Johnny squeezing hard? Not too much these days, my friend.
Damn.
I mean, Isaiah was here earlier, but we elected not to go that route.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn.
Let me see. Bronco Rob popping in, saying, who was with me and Isaiah for the pregame, says, I still believe, but it was definitely disappointing. Yes. Yes. And then KB82, this offense reminded me of the Broncos version of Noah Fant. 5-yard passes where the wide receiver comes to a dead stop and never on the move, only to immediately get tackled. Yeah. D-Rock says, well, that sucks. Yes, it does, my friend, but welcome to the show. Mundungus, just shut up, okay?
I knew that was coming.
You just shut up, okay? You're such a ass. He says, Broncos.
They are bad, though.
About that right now, okay? I'm already in enough freaking pain right now, Adon. Mike, stop it. I don't need more.
Mundungus, I agree.
Oh God, shut up.
Oh.
You.
By the way, I don't know who the player was that missed that tackle on that Kenneth Walker touchdown run, but that was just, I mean, that to me brought back memories of just missed tackles from years past, and
Well, Alex Singleton had a chance. He had a
he
strong
whiffed it.
chance,
Yeah.
and he underestimated the tackle. He really did, and I mean, listen, we're gonna give game balls today. Okay, we always do. We're gonna give game balls, and some, you're probably gonna hear me talk about the same exact guy on that play, but there was actually two. Timmons brings it up. One, Alex Singleton just misjudged his diving frame for that tackle, and Walker was able to just get just outside of his hands reach, and then he takes off, and Riley Moss absolutely just whiffed getting to him. Got thrown aside like, well, a bag of dry leaves. So, these are all things I guarantee that they're going to hammer hard in practice this week. Tackling, full tackling, none of this arm tackling shit. Okay, that has to. What? Sorry, go ahead, please.
We talked about this last year with the arm tackling, and it's still there. So they got to change that.
Dude, it's been like that for years. And by the way, Ty, once again, we can totally hear you, bro, but you're frozen like Elsa down there, bro. I mean, it's like,
am I frozen now?
Do you want to build a snowman? Yeah, we
you
can
look
hear
like
you.
my profile picture, bro.
Yeah, you're like stuck in the thinker. You're like,
hold on. Let me shut my TV off. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. So, I mean, there's a lot to look at, and there's a lot to be. I mean, we have Kamani Dixon. Kamani's coming back in. It's good to see you, Kamani. Saying, man, what a heartbreaking loss.
It's a learning. It's a learning loss, I think.
It's one to learn from.
Yeah.
It definitely changes what I predicted for the season.
Me too.
D-Rock says, I'm not going to blame the D because they had so much playing time.
Yeah, they had great moments, but they also had bad ones. That Geno Smith scramble for a touchdown, that should have never happened, man.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, the front defensive line was dominating Geno Smith all up until that moment. I'm sorry, Ty, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I said that in the group chat too. As soon as that play happened, I'm like, that never should have happened. Like, whatever play call that was horrible. I didn't understand it. I agree.
Geno Smith is for making those kind of plays, and we let him.
Yeah. I said 2 years ago, Geno tore us up 2 years ago when Russ's reunion. So.
And we lost that.
I still don't think he's that amazing. Okay, I really don't.
No, I didn't say he's amazing. I'm just saying, he plays great. The last times we played him, he just plays great. He's one of those players, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, again, and I give just reward, just desserts, just recognition to the Seahawks and their run defense. I said it at the beginning of this game. I said it during the week. I said it during the pregame show. I said the key to winning this game was get the run game going. And we couldn't do it. We couldn't. I mean, honestly, we had a few good moments, but for the most part, our run game was stagnant. And if we had gotten it going, I bet you anything, Bo's faux pas passes and stuff like that wouldn't have been wouldn't have happened. Not at least not as easily.
Bo didn't play that bad in my eyes, man. As a rookie, he had 2 interceptions, but he played okay.
He needs to figure out how to not throw behind receivers.
He will.
That was probably the biggest issue I saw. And then you could tell, just like you said it earlier, Don, all the rookie quarterbacks are nervous right now. It's a new experience. It's like I said it. It's like the difference between having coyotes and grizzly bears come at you. You've had you've had a pack of coyotes come at you many, many times. And I'll tell you what, I've had a pack of coyotes come at me before. That's right. They're scary. They're scary. It's scary having a pack of coyotes come at you, but It's a hell of a lot scarier to have an entire pack of grizzly bears coming down on you.
Mm-hmm.
This is his first time in the NFL, guys. He's gonna figure it out. He's gonna figure it out. It's gonna be there. D-Rock said, "Sorry, what I meant. They had too much time on the field, but not enough on the sideline."
I agree with that. They were on the field way too much. So probably by halftime they were tired. So
a lot of 0-3s from that Broncos offense, which brought a lot of bad memories.
And that's a great point to make. Thank you very much, D-Rock, for bringing that up, because it is true. When did we see them really drop off? The second half.
Yeah.
If they had been executing perfectly in the first half, they were not in the second. Because they, like you said, it's a big to do would probably be they were a little bit tired. They were feeling it. They went and sat down in the locker room for a few minutes. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I go sit down somewhere. I don't want to get back up.
I don't want to get up. Yeah,
me neither.
So I can't picture NFL players being that much different from me that way. Like they get in there, they get each one of them. It's not like the locker rooms I had in high school with a bench, a hardwood bench sitting in front of a row of disgusting moldy lockers. No, they've got nice, comfortable accommodations with each have their own chair in front of with their space. They can go in and put in their earbuds and kind of try to recenter themselves. But like I said, they go in, they sit down. Dude, I don't want to get back up. Do they want to get back up? Probably not. They're like, oh, okay. It's only been 10 minutes sitting here, but I guess I'll go back out there. Damn it. But I'm not. Maybe not. I could be completely. It's complete conjecture at this point, but it's fun to think about. Timmons coming back in. He also threw high balls. Yeah, there was a few high passes.
He's going to.
Yeah, and he threw some low ones too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
he threw some low ones, some behind the ones. Yeah.
Yeah. There was that one that. I'm sorry. Go Ty.
No, I was saying so did Caleb, so did Jaden. Drake May would have. I mean, he's gonna throw high, low balls. He has to adjust. It's the NFL. It's a big step from college to the NFL. It's faster. So you're not playing faster. You're not playing kids. Like, not playing 18, 19-year-olds. You're playing 20, 25, 28, 30-year-olds. So he has to adjust. So.
And again, I'm going to reiterate this as well. I've said this before. The worst team you could play in the NFL is better than the best team you ever faced in college.
Yeah.
Because regardless of whether they may not be the best team in the NFL, it is comprised of fully professional athletes. People who are doing this for a living. People who have made it to the zenith, as high as you can go in the sport. So it sucked. It hurts. Ooh, love hurts. That was the theme song of Friday's game. Get it? Love hurts. Anyway, but it's one game. It's the first game. There's a lot of film now. There's a lot of film now for them to go back on and be like, yo, Bo, what happened, bro? I mean, again, we know that Bo is going to get there. We know that he's got to take it a little bit slow. He's got to slow the game back down. He looked very calm, cool, collected, and comfortable during the preseason. Regular season hits, now he looks a little nervous, a little anxious. He's just got to slow it back down, bring it back down to a manageable level, and he could be good. You can do this, Bo. We have faith in you.
I thought you said go, Bo, go.
Everybody has faith. I'm going to continue to have faith to week 17. So,
yep. I always do. I have to, because this is my team and this is who I love. Go Broncos.
Yep. Go Broncos. Anybody go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
By the way, hope Garrett Bowles is okay. I know he got hurt towards the end drive. So, but thankfully wasn't ankle injury. So his backup did a pretty decent job. He didn't give up a sack or anything. And if I'm not mistaken, that was when Bo Nix's scoring drive happened. So
yeah.
The important thing is that no serious injuries happened. Like I said, knock on wood. I hope Garrett Bowles is okay.
But they lost the
Seattle. Yeah, go ahead.
They got injured too, one of their players, right?
They lost.
Their lineman. Who's that?
I can't remember his name.
The right tackle.
They're starting right tackle.
George Fant.
George Fant. Yeah, Fant. Thank you.
Yeah, he went out in the and that should have been a feeding fest for the right side of the defense.
Mhm.
They did a really good job in the first half, but in the second half, like in some of those plays, Geno just had a little bit too much time to throw. My only concern is the opposite side. Riley Moss, that I know he's got big shoes to fill being on the opposite side of PS2. But unfortunately, Patrick Surtain can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, I said it.
So I know he's feeling pretty down on himself for not being able to get that that down on that very last play. But if it wasn't for the jump,
George Fant, that's his name. Timmons, thank you, George Fant.
Yeah, George
Thoughts
Fant.
with him. Hope
Yeah.
not Seahawks
Hopefully he's
fans,
okay.
but we at the Orange and Blue Network hope you heal up soon as well.
Mhm.
D-Rock, bringing up what we already spoke about a bit. They showed the stat of Elway's first game. He got benched after 4 interceptions, but what you forgot there, D-Rock, he also went only 1 for 9 for I think 8 or 9 yards.
It was 8
and
yards.
8 yards, and took 4 sacks before he got benched.
Yep.
And we already said it. Even Peyton Manning threw 3 interceptions in his rookie debut.
Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his rookie year.
1998.
Yeah. So, and look, he
did
win in 2 Super Bowls. Like, you know what I mean?
I do. Kenny Booker asking if there's been any word on Garrett Bowles. Nothing that I've seen. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of.
I got nothing home, but I don't want to go because then I get kicked out of the stream.
I got you. Let me see here. I'm still not seeing any new news, at least not on there. But I'll keep you updated if I find anything. So let's move on. We got KB82 saying high balls. Sounds like Mutombo's nickname. Hey, listen, Dikembe Mutombo was my favorite basketball player for most of my life. No. I got no-no'd by him, by the way. Yeah, when I was I'm serious. I was 6 years old. My grandpa's company gave him courtside seats to a Nuggets game.
Really?
And and I'm sitting there next to my grandpa, and he came running onto the court, and I jumped up on my seat, and I was like, Dikembe! I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. And they were coming out to warm up. The game wasn't on yet, but they were coming out to warm up, and he stopped, turned to me, smiled, and went. And then he, gave me the no, and then he ran onto the court and kept on and started shooting.
Oh no!
He did not do the. Okay, maybe it was. I don't know, but let me see. All right, so pulling up here, I'm gonna check on Garrett Bowles, see if we have any new news. Maybe on Twitter.
The one I got before the message, it said high ankle sprain, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can't find anything either. I'm searching. But...
Hold on, let me go. Hold on. If I get out of the stream, I'll join back. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. We're gonna be fine.
Let me find it here.
I mean, right now, the only thing I see on Broncos Twitter is a lot of people are pissed off that Sean Payton has did not execute Marvin Mims Jr. As much as he said he did, because apparently, when they shipped off Jerry Jeudy, he was supposed to be the main focus. And with the Seahawks basically just cramming the center, or the middle, I should say, stopping the run, we should have seen the speedsters, put their corners to the test.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from Witherspoon and their starting safety, but at the same time, it's just something that it's just something that Bo Nix is going to have to learn to read in time. I know somebody in the comments earlier said that Bo Nix made bad plays. I wouldn't say he made bad plays. I think he made bad reads.
Bad reads, like that one that interception in the corner when he just stared at Cortland Sutton the whole time for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And again, that just shows. See, that was one thing he didn't do in the preseason. He didn't betray his passes with his eyes. Yeah. But that comes with being nervous and being anxious. You want it to go so right, you get tunnel vision. You get super focused, right? And he focuses, and boom, it and what he forgets is these guys read quarterbacks for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They read him, and it worked.
Yeah.
And there were several other plays where they should have intercepted him that they didn't.
Yeah.
He had at least 4.
Yeah. And as far as KB82's question on Bulls, no word yet. All we know is ankle injury of some kind. As far as what it is or prognosis, there's nothing I've been able to find yet.
Probably tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, likely. It's when Sean Payton tends to divulge stuff like that, if he divulges it at all. You know him. D-Rock says he thinks VJ changed up the game plan in the second half. I don't think so.
No.
From what I was seeing, they were they stuck to their guns on what they'd been doing in the first half. The problem was that the Seahawks changed what they were doing offensively, and we did not make any kind of change to then meet it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it was taking the ball away from Geno Smith, because if Geno Smith wasn't throwing a pick with it, he was basically fumbling it, or they were getting caught in 2 safeties. So the fact that they weren't, that second touchdown by Charbonnet was just a bad miscommunication. It wasn't so much the defensive scheme. It was just bad communication between the safety and the cornerback.
Oh, Kenny, screw you. He says that's a dope story until it was a lie. LOL. Dude, I mean, honestly, like, I wish that I'd had, because this was my very first Nuggets game in my life. I was like 5 or 6 years old. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I was not, I was still a little kid. I don't think I had any Nuggets gear at that time yet. I wish I'd have gotten something signed or something, but I didn't. I was just excited to be at the basketball game with my grandfather, seeing at that time my favorite player on the Nuggets, who was the only player at that time that I knew. I was that young. I knew who Dikembe Mutombo was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew Dikembe.
Yeah, so I mean, I knew who he was. So when I saw him come onto the court, I'm like, hey, and he gave me the no, and then he didn't acknowledge me the rest of the game. He just, did his thing. But it was a fun game to watch. I don't remember who we were playing at that time. I think it was a Seattle Supersonics game, if I'm recalling correctly, back when the Seattle Supersonics still existed.
Back in Seattle,
yeah.
Could I go off topic here for a second?
Oh, please do, my friend. Please do.
It was weird. I said it in the group chat. It was weird seeing Justin Simmons in the Atlanta Falcons uniform. I'm just gonna say that now.
I don't like it. It makes me sick to my stomach seeing it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't see it. So.
Well, I seen it on.
You will. You will.
Play, and you will see it when we play him. But I seen, and it's just, I don't know, man. It was weird. But him and Jesse Bates together were connecting, man. Like,
oh, dude, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
In Atlanta. Yeah. Mundungus comments real quick here on Bo. He says, Bo Nix was forced into some bad decisions by a defense that was better than I thought it would be. Their DC is the former Ravens DC. And that's exactly what it was. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how it was. I said it, that, I mean, I definitely did not give them a whole lot of credit going into this game because they were new to, it was a new system with a new coach. You know what? Good on Mike McDonald. He walked in there and he already has that. He's smart. That. Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. He's got that room, that side of the ball locking down, and he's doing well with it. So, what? I will not underestimate their defense again. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, weren't we looking at him as a coach 2 years ago?
I think his name was one of the ones that was thrown out there as a possibility, but I don't think he ever actually interviewed for it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just thought I remember.
Well, let's see a couple more thoughts before we're gonna get rolling to a segment here. But KBA2, what are some positives from the game? We are going to answer that with this upcoming segment. D-Rock says the pass rush was absolutely a plus, absolutely a great point, and I can't wait to talk about it in this next segment. Mm-hmm. His worst read was when you read. Let's see. Okay, let's just go ahead and get to it, guys. This is Who's Got the Balls.
Right here.
Hey guys. All right. I'm feeling like I've been punched in the balls after that game. My balls feel a little bit like Tom Brady's had a little too much time around them, a little deflated.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Tom Brady, uh, he's commentating for the first time today. That ought to be interesting.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard it yet. I'll listen to it on the
I heard
recap
it.
later.
It was pretty good.
Oh, good for him. So anyway, yeah, balls feeling a little bit deflated right now, boys, but we still got to give some balls to some other dudes that earned their balls today. So, without further ado, we will each present an offensive game ball, a defensive game ball, and each kind of give a wild card game ball to whomever we feel. So, you know what? I'm gonna give this one to Tywai. Tywai, who are you gonna give your first game ball to?
I want to do the wild card first, and I want to give it to Lutz. He went 3 for 3 on field goals and long 45. So that's my wild card. That's very
I like
good.
it. I like it. All right, Don. Don, do you want to give your wild card then as well?
I'm going to give it to our punter. Our punter was able to pin the Seattle Seahawks back twice and get those safeties. So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have gotten those 2 points from the defense. So I'm going to give it to our punter.
Riley freaking Dixon getting one there. Not to be confused with their punter, also named Dixon.
Yeah.
Just spelled different. You know what? This is a tough one. Because I feel like he deserves a game ball, and at the same time, I feel like he's got a lot of work to do. And he's made me more nervous since we got him than I thought he was going to. Huh?
Lay it out there.
I'm going to give it to Josh Reynolds.
That's the wild card?
That's my wild card. Josh Reynolds, I was hoping for a lot, and he has definitely proven he's got some things he's got to work on. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when he needed to make some catches, he made good catches. And Bo kept coming back to him, regardless of the fact that he had some drops. Showing his faith and his belief in his teammate, and at the same time telling him, like, we're gonna fix you, right? We're gonna get you fixed right now. So those are our wild cards right there, guys. Yeah, D-Rock said Reynolds was gonna be his honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what the wild card game ball is, brother. It's more or less the honorable mention. Before we move to the next game ball, KB82, what are some overreactions the fans will have after one game? Oh, we've already said them, bro. We already said them. Sean Payton's washed. Fire him. Joe Lombardi, get out of town. Vance Joseph, you suck. Leave. Bench Bo Nix. I mean, we're gonna hear them all. It's from a bunch of casuals who are in no way true. And no offense to these folks, I'm not trying to offend. If I do, well, suck it up. But people who say those overreactors are casuals who don't study the game. Really don't ever study the game. They just they're fans.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. Those are the biggest overreactions I can already foresee coming, and I haven't even really taken the time to look at Twitter yet there, Kenny. So I don't know, brother. We'll see. Another comment from Mundungus. Thank you for updating us, because I was, kind of trying to keep track and do the show. He says, looks like a bone bruise for Bowles. He should be back next week. I mean, dude, I've seen bone bruises. They hurt. They suck. But you wrap that with an ace wrap, he'll be playing just like, wrap that tight with an ace wrap. He won't even notice it's there.
They're going to need him against TJ Watt next week. So
it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. I've still got high hopes going forward. I do. Really quick, Adon, I would love to point out, as if you could be made any taller. Whenever we have a comment, we bring up a comment, the top of your head runs right into the bottom of that W. Yeah. It looks like you're wearing like some weird crown or have like Oreo eyebrows or some shit.
Yeah, it does.
I am too big for this show, I guess.
That is
Your mouth anyway. All right. Bob Skinner who pops in saying, "What the hell, Broncos country?" Hey,
we
man,
know.
it's early. It's early.
Early.
It's early. It's not. The crown is back on his head. I love it. It's still early, y'all. We're not there yet. We will be. We'll get there. It's early.
Yep.
It's the first game of the season with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And basically, if you really look at it, almost an entirely new wide receiver room, too, by the way.
All new. Yep.
I mean, you got Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims. Those are the two, but Mims barely saw any real action before this. And the rest of them are transplants or new dicks.
Yeah.
They'll be okay. All right. We're going to get there. It's just going to take time. Yeah, go. I'm sorry, go.
No, I would say Dulcich been injured. We got new people on the defense now. You know what I mean? We don't have our best players. Simmons, they'll be okay.
Yep. Mundunga says Vele needs to be wide receiver 1. Vele looks really
I wouldn't
good.
be surprised if they did that. I mean, he did have more catches and receptions and pass attempts than Mims did. So it is a bit of a disappointment. I know they were trying to use Mims as more as like a punt returner. And unfortunately, the special teams on that part and returning wasn't at its greatest today. I felt like they really struggled. They did recover a punt return on their own when the Seattle the special teams muffed the punt. And it really sucks because the special teams and the defense put the Broncos offense in the red zone twice. And unfortunately, they were not able to put points on the board. So that's why I think a lot of people in Broncos country are mad, and they rightfully should be. They're mad because it brings up everything from this game, brought up a piece of pain from years past. The 3-and-outs by the offense, being in the red zone and not putting up, not scoring a touchdown, having to settle for 3 points. The defense going out there and just playing sometimes lights out football, and then just, as we stated earlier in the show, just getting completely gassed. And that's the best way to beat any good or great defense in this league, regardless of how you play. If you get that defense out there long enough, they're going to get gassed. They're going to have to sub in their seconds, their twos and their threes, and that's when the offense can take advantage. Opposing offense.
So we're still in our who's got the balls. So I think it's time we go. Let's go offense. I want to do defense last.
Okay.
Because I personally feel like the defense was the only the most shining light of this game for Broncos country. So offensive game balls. Adon, take us away.
You know what? I'm going to take my game ball and divide it into 5 because I'm going to give it to the offensive line. I think the offensive line played really great football. They kept Bo Nix's jersey clean for most of the game in terms of
once again, dude, they were on turf. That was clean jerseys is unavoidable. They're on turf.
Well, he didn't get as sacked and hit as much as
I know, I'm messing with you.
Yeah, as much as Geno Smith. So, and this is coming from a guy who got so used to seeing Russell Wilson, just kind of start scrambling when he didn't need to. He didn't trust his pocket. He didn't trust his O-line, and he put himself in positions where he didn't need to be. So it was kind of great seeing him from them. And to be honest with you, that's the only part of that offense, aside from the Bo Nix scramble for rushing TD, that would be my honorable mention.
All right, I like it. Tywai, go ahead, give us an offensive game ball. Who on offense gets a game ball from you, my friend?
Honestly, as I'm looking at the stats here, I would probably say you already talked about it, but Vele. I mean, he had 8 for 39, second most yards. He's a rookie, second most receiving yards. He really stepped up today. I know we already Adon already mentioned him, but he stepped out the most in my eyes on offense today. Besides Nick's a little, but I would give it to Vele.
Yeah, I like it. So this is tough, man. Like this was not a good day offensively.
It wasn't. No.
No.
Whoa. We've got some other folks, coming up in here, throwing up in their own thoughts. Rob saying, "Oop, nope, wrong one. Hold on. There you go. Court needs to step it up too. Do we miss Tim Patrick yet? No, not really. Vele kind of is really
Vele.
coming
I
to his
like
own
Vele.
in the Tim Patrick-esque
Yeah.
position.
like
D-Rock,
Vele.
Jordan did make some plays, but those drops. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were
I
you
like
saying,
Vele
Ty?
a
You
lot.
like what?
I was gonna say I like Bailey a lot just from this one game and the preseason. I don't know, man. I have a good feeling about him going forward. So
So do I. I do too. Mundungus agreed. He said Vele was the only wide receiver that had any sort of chemistry with Knicks. Other veteran receivers had drops that put the offense in poor situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that drop to Jordan
KB.
Humphrey. Yeah.
I still have to give my offensive, but I'm going to answer a couple more of these real quick. Taco Tater. That's a new name. It's a new name in the house. Don't recognize. Taco Tater, here's to you.
I don't like that.
Says Bogut's the only game ball. You can't blame him for the garbage that is around him. Hey, look,
It's a whole team.
It's a whole team. There was a lot at fault on all around. There's plenty of blame to be had all over the place, but it's good to see you, Taco Tater. I do agree. Bo made some boneheaded choices. Some of his passes, I was like, why? Why? There was 3 men guarding Cortland Sutton right there. Why did you throw to him there? When you have one guy who's in a one-on-one to the left of the field right over here. I mean, you probably would have been batted down, but less chance of an interception.
Mm-hmm.
And throwing it amongst, trying to throw it into between the numbers, when you're guarded by 3 dudes. Just saying. Some boneheaded choices.
No, you're
There's
right.
plenty of blame to be had, but again, they're going to look at all this during the week. They're going to watch the film. They're going to practice on the film. They're going to make the adjustments they need to fix these problems and get more confident. Taco Tater with another point. Court was 4 for 12. Should have let him walk and kept Timmy P. I think it's too early to say yet.
Yeah, too early.
Chemistry has to build, and chemistry will build. I think we'll be just fine with Court. I really do.
That
goes back where?
I was gonna say it goes back to like people jumping the gun too early.
It happens.
Yeah, but I'm saying like when he said about Court should have went instead of Timmy P, like you just said, there has to be a connection built, and you can't just want to get rid of players or sit players from one game. You
can't force it. You can't force it. The chemistry will happen.
Yeah, he's our most reliable receiver right now. It just he didn't play the best this game, but
no, he did not play the best game. I agree. All right, so offensive game ball for me, man. You guys kind of left me with the scraps, didn't you?
You could say the same thing.
I divided mine in between 5, so yeah.
I know that's why you left me with scraps.
I see one more player. I mean,
look, you know what? You know what? I'm going to give it. This is tough. You've given it to the offensive line. You've given one to a receiver. I'm not giving one to Bo Nix yet. I'm not. So I'm actually going to go with. I'm going to go with Javonte Williams. He got stuffed a lot at the line, but he had a few big moments where he broke through and made his, his way. It's not, well, they weren't perfect. They weren't even the kind that you expect them to be from Javonte, a now healthy Javonte Williams who's lost 12 pounds, things like that. But, I think he's getting his confidence back. I think he's starting to see who he is again. And we're going to start seeing who he is again. I want to give it to Javonte Williams. I'm going to give him that.
I like it.
So that's offensive. Bob says all he was looking for was 14. Yeah,
Hey,
that's true. He
that's
kept
true.
trying to hit it to Court, and Court just couldn't. It was either a bad moment to be thrown to Court, or he threw
Just
behind him a
an
few times too.
just
I
an
mean,
uncatchable pass. Yeah.
he threw to Vele just as much though too. So
Yeah.
Vele had 8 catches alone. So
Let's see. Billy Timmons is back, but he's now on YouTube because Facebook live streaming wasn't working that well. So glad you're back. Let's see. JG, some of the Sutton targets were not catchable. Absolutely. And those are things, those are easily fixed. Just sit back and do some, to get some practice in. Those kind of issues, they'll get fixed. He ain't right, but he gonna get right. I promise you. He gonna get right. All right, defensive game balls for today. Oh, I get to go first on this one?
Yeah.
Take it away, Johnny.
You guys.
You're welcome.
You shouldn't have. I wasn't expecting this at all. Oh my goodness.
Well, we went first in the last 2, so your turn.
Yeah, it's true. But still, I'm the host, so you usually get that.
Well,
defensively, this one's simple for me. During the pregame show, when I was asked what was the defensive key to the game, I said pass rush. Pass rush, pass rush. Getting in Geno Smith's face, making him uncomfortable, making him make mistakes. Jonathan freaking Cooper. 2 sacks, but on top of 2 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
How's about the fact that I saw him in Geno Smith's face constantly? Constantly. He was harassing him.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those forced him to throw a bad pass that was almost... No, that was wrong. That was Zach Allen. I'm sorry. But, scratch that, reverse it. Jonathan Cooper, a menace from the edge, and absolutely was just... He was where he needed to be at all times, driving the quarterback and the left tackle, the right tackle, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. That was gonna be my pick.
Okay. Let me see. Ooh, D-Rock, folks, if you're feeling wary, just remember 2 safeties in the first half.
Yeah,
that's a good feeling.
Yeah,
that is
so
very good.
All right. Next, please, somebody toss us another defensive game ball.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna give mine to PS2 because he was able to. He kept DK Metcalf in check for most of the game. I will say that I was not happy with the 2 flags he got. I think that those were that's something he needs to kind of work on. I know
it was ticky-tacky, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ticky-tacky, but for a guy of his caliber, it's like you did good. I mean, it wasn't anything like pass interference or anything, but it's enough to, kind of keep a drive going that doesn't need to keep going. You know what I'm saying? But he took their best player away from Geno Smith in terms of, no big plays and no touchdowns. So he kept them out of the end zone. So I think he did a great job doing that. And that's probably, well, I should say probably, that's definitely what we're going to keep seeing going forward is PS2 locking down on the offense's best player and hoping that his counterpart on the opposite side of the field can do the same.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, Ty, go.
And I'm going to give my defensive one to his counterpart today, Riley Moss. He had 12 total tackles and 8 solo. That, to me, for his first year.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. He led the team in total tackles and led a team in solo tackles. Yes, he did. I have it all written down. And
for
him, yes, he had a couple mistakes. He's still young, too. I still consider him like a rookie because he didn't really play last year. So I give him my defensive ball because of that. And I didn't expect that out of Riley Moss. You would expect that out of like PS2 or something, So that's why he gets my game ball on it. Even though he had a couple mistakes, he still played very excellent today.
Yes. All right. I like it. I would love to give 2 more, just 2 honorable mentions. These are not wild card game balls. They're just 2 honorable mentions. Zach Allen,
Yep.
menacing from the middle,
Mhm.
Forced the safety by getting held. I mean, he forced him to hold him. That was great. But the other one, another great showing from was my defensive game ball's counterpart, Baron Browning off the other side. Can we
Yeah.
just take a second to watch back to when he jumps on Geno Smith
And flip.
gets suplexed over his shoulder, lands on his ass on the field, and still makes the tackle.
Baron
Mhm.
Browning.
Because
I love Baron Browning. I do.
that was
a great play.
Oh, T-Rock, the law firm of JFM. Yeah, Jonathan Franklin Meyer also had a great game. And look, let me see. Oh, yeah. D-Rock says clearly the refs weren't calling the calls equally.
You can't
Mhm.
always.
Yeah, there was a call
Yeah.
on, I think it was Browning or whoever the pass rusher was, just because he tapped Geno Smith's helmet. He just tapped it. He didn't smack it. He didn't punch it. It just, as they were falling, and it was called roughing the passer. So I thought that was a BS call.
And then there was the roughing the passer call on that was not called when Bo Nix took that hit, where they were like,
Mhm.
he had already begun to release the ball. Yeah, you're right, he did. With
'Cause he
the
had to get rid of
initial
it.
contact, the guy who initially contacted him, he was still releasing the ball when he got to him. But the
Mhm.
second guy put up his forearm and went right into his head with it and didn't get called.
Yeah.
The refs are the refs, though, guys. Like, if you watch the Steelers game today, it was worse for them. I mean, I agree with you, but sometimes that's just how a cookie crumbles with the refs, and I don't like it, but it happens every year. I don't want it happening, but
Mhm.
I got one
Taco
more.
Tater says, but Lockett got some critical plays in response to yours,
definitely.
Don. Yes, he did. But I feel like you take PS2 off of that field, Lockett would have torn us up all damn
Yeah.
day.
Mhm.
I got one more mention for the another
The
honor.
defense. Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's with the special teams.
Okay.
Whoever is number one, Traquan Smith.
Yeah.
Him,
Tremon Smith.
him on that punt, catching the ball, spinning around the air, and throwing it to what's his name from Boise State,
Skinner.
and Skinner, doing a spin around the air and tossing it to him, and kept the ball at the one. That was another great play, and that's another honorable I'd like to mention.
Definitely. Let me see. So we're gonna start getting ready to roll out of here, but we still have a few folks here in the chat. One that we didn't say, which I'm actually kind of surprised. He's right. Taco Tater says Singleton, only defensive pick, should have gotten a touchdown out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. He did have the only. Hey, it does mean I got my incomplete phrase that I answered during the pregame when asked the Bronco, or no, it was actually my own question, but I'd posted the others and I'd said the Broncos secondary will be responsible for blank takeaways. And Rob said 2, Isaiah said 1, and I said 0. And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "The secondary won't be responsible for a single turnover today." And I was right, because Alex Singleton in the linebacking core was responsible for the only takeaway we had.
Mhm. Geno Smith threw it right at him.
Good call.
So it was good. Let me see. Billy Timmons saying, I think Bo was throwing uncatchable line drives. He seemed to have a little too much heat on him, too much juice. Also seemed he threw them high or out of reach. Would or the height be difference be a factor? No, not so much. I don't think he's not a short quarterback. He's not Russell Wilson.
No.
Mhm.
He's not Ben Roethlisberger at 6'7". You know what I mean? He's about 6'2". I want to say 6'2", 6'3".
6'3", yeah.
So he can see over his offensive line, which is a good thing. I don't think it's a height thing. I don't know about you guys.
Bo has an arm.
Just think he has an arm, and I think he's just
Mhm.
gotta. It's nerves. I really chalk a lot of what we saw today up to nerves.
Me
I
too.
agree.
Me too.
And he wasn't
And
the
those
only
nerves
one.
will. those nerves will abate as time goes on. There is no,
Mhm.
there's not. It's not time to hit the panic button.
No.
It's not. We do not need to upgrade to DEFCON 4 right now or whatever it is. Right? Like we don't. And Taco Tater says it here. He's not going to dime every play, but the receivers dropped way too many catchables. Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. I really hope I don't even remember our wide receiver coach's name.
I forget.
Me
It's
too,
not
I
Christian
can't remember.
Parker because he's defensive. He's secondary. Anyway, I'll look it up, but I really hope they hammer on that. Like just start, get out there with the ball launcher, where they can launch like ball after ball after ball, and just have
Mhm.
these guys sitting here making catches until they hold on to like 5 in a row. You know what I mean? Like this is not no Taco Tater, no.
No.
We're not going to
No.
overreact yet. No.
Oh
No.
man, it's so easy to be angry now.
It is.
It is, but at the same time, I'm still hopeful.
I'm
hopeful
hopeful,
for the
man.
future.
I still think I'm still predicting 10-7, 11-6. I don't care what nobody says. I'm still
This
predicting.
changes my 11-6 to 10-7. This changes my 11-6 prediction to 10-7.
I'm sticking to what I picked on our last show, and until I'm wrong, I'll eat crow.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I'm sticking.
you know what? If you're really hungry, crow is delicious. Okay. All right.
Oh man.
So, guys, that does it for who's got the balls. We're gonna get ready to roll out of here. It's a disappointing loss, but it's just one. We're now 0-1. Okay. We can look ahead to the future. That's a losing record right now, but only because there's nothing else to compare it to. So
we got the Steelers
0-1. We got the Steelers next. We're gonna do this
at home.
Oh wow, Taco Tater says you guys are cool shit. I'll try to make it out to see your other shows. Already subscribed.
Thank
my
you.
friend. I'm gonna. You know what? I wasn't going to, but now I'm gonna crack open a fresh beer just for you,
Gatorade.
so I can say thank you.
I ran out of beer.
Thank you.
That should never happen, Adon, ever.
Hey, I raced home from work for the Broncos game. I was already like a quarter behind. So
fair enough. All right, so yeah, we can't wait to see you back in here, Taco Tater. I love that name, by the way. I love that name, by the way. All right, so you know what, guys? We're at an hour 12. Final thoughts, please. Somebody. Bueller.
My final thoughts are to everybody. Like we've been saying, don't overreact. It's just one game, week 1. Bo, get the nerves out. I give it till about week 3, week 4. Bo's gonna be looking a lot better. He'll look better next week, but I say by 3 or 4, he's gonna be looking a lot better, just like CJ Stroud did last year. So
exactly. And let us not forget once again, we said at the beginning, all the rookie quarterbacks that started today looked that way. Yep. Every single one looked like deer in the headlights.
Go Burrow.
Holy shit. We've already talked about it. I've said it several times. It's like going from the preseason to the regular seasons, like the difference between seeing a pack of coyotes come at you and then a pack of grizzly bears. Okay? Both are scary as shit, but it's a lot scarier to have a bunch of grizzly bears coming at you than it is a bunch of coyotes. All right? Mm-hmm. So, Don, final thoughts, please.
You know what? There's a crazy, probably inebriated most of the time quarterback out there who once said, BREATHE, breathe. And that's exactly what Broncos Country needs to do tonight or whatever. You need to breathe. You need to relax. As we stated at the beginning of the show, we said that we all got overhyped at the preseason wins and what we saw out of Bo Nix. Now, today's loss does not call for Sean Payton to be fired. It doesn't call for anybody on the staff to be fired. It does not call for Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham to get fired up and breathe the spark that the offense needs.
Yes. Oh my God. I can't believe we didn't even talk about the fact that people are going to be saying we need to start Zach Wilson or some shit.
He already did.
We do not need any of that garbage. What we do need to do is that not overreact when our team loses, because unfortunately, the Broncos, as much as we like to be fans, are not going to win every game. Maybe one day in the very near future they will, but
Hey,
not this season.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this now. This is my little like TED talk for just a second. Let's be realistic, guys. Okay? This is we may not be as in as big of a detrimental just fire sale. Everything must go, rebuild as a lot as some teams have been lately. But this is technically a rebuilding year for us. We drafted a rookie quarterback. We're starting that rookie quarterback. Any team like that, you can always consider that a rebuild. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a rebuild. If we're successful, fan-fucking-tastic. If we're not, shit happens. Life will go on. We will get there. Okay?
Mhm.
My final thoughts, same as you guys have said, I counsel patience.
Yeah.
Give it a few weeks. Okay? If we get to week 5 and it looks exactly the same,
Then,
product has changed in no way, then I might start being like, what is this bullshit? But until then, right now, I can still be hopeful. You guys, I really hope that you can be hopeful too. That we are Broncos country. We are, you guys watching right now, you are the orange and blue crew.
Yep.
And I can speak at least for the guys on the screen right now, and I say I will be, regardless of whether we go 17-0 or 0-17, I will be till the day I die, and then probably even after.
Me too.
I fully foresee myself getting into a fight. I would say with a Raiders fan, but let's be honest, there's no Raider fans in heaven. But I foresee myself getting in fights with Seahawks fans on the streets of gold. Okay,
Mhm.
like I will forever be a Broncos fan. We are Broncos country. Let's keep the faith, Broncos.
Exactly.
Let us keep the faith, brothers and sisters of the congregation. Amen. All right,
Hallelujah.
let's take it. Say BREATHE. Adon, breathe.
Free.
Exactly.
Let's get ready for the Steelers. Don't forget, please, if you have not already, please, you guys, like, subscribe, share, and comment over on YouTube, X, Facebook. Find all of our audio podcasts on Orange and Blue Network on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Okay? Then jump on over to MHRT Network. Give us a like, subscribe, share, comment. X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We're even on Instagram. Come find us. You guys won't regret it. We thank you for joining us for the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. I know my feelings are well and truly bucked now. Do you guys feel like there's a weight off your shoulders, like you bucked some of those feelings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel
Good.
a little better.
Fuck those feelings.
Good. And if and to whoever, to everybody out there, all of Broncos country, I hope your feelings feel well and truly bucked. And if you have a problem with the Denver Broncos, well, buck your feelings.
Yeah. Go to the Raiders.